Demand Atlas Beach Club be closed due to image of Lord Shiva on DJ background. Beach clubs in the news again. And some good news. Officials rescue sea turtle eggs in northern Bali. Stay tuned for details on these and other stories. Selamat pagi. Welcome to the latest news from Bali in Indonesia. This is February 8th, 2025, and my name is Bruce. I think it is. And what is the weather like today? Well, overcast. It was really gloomy earlier this morning, but it is getting a little better. The sun is out, but still overcast, and it is 28.5 degrees Celsius at 9 o'clock in the morning. And the humidity is 79%, and the wind speed is 8.4 kilometers per hour and already starting to pick up. And as I said the other day, in the afternoon, the wind is really up there. It tends to calm down again in the evening, but that's when we usually get some rain. But no stories today on the weather. We're going to be talking about the beach club, some turtle eggs, and a couple of segments on education. So let's get into it. Demand Atlas Beach Club be closed due to image of Lord Shiva on DJ background. Here is Bali DPRD's explanation. The display of an image of Lord Shiva at the Atlas Beach Club led to strong reaction from Bali Keris community, prompting a demonstration at the Bali DPRD office on February 7th, yesterday. Iwan Supartha, chairman of the PDI Perjuangan faction of the Bali DPRD, expressed that the community felt their symbols were violated and had appropriately voiced their concerns. Supartha confirmed that the Bali DPRD was in agreement to close the Atlas Beach Club, citing the government's responsibility and regulatory obligations. He mentioned several articles of the Criminal Code and the 1965 law related to blasphemy that could be applied. Blasphemy, yes. The Bali DPRD plans to summon representatives from the Atlas Beach Club and Finn's Beach Club next week regarding the previous incident involving fireworks. Supartha indicated that other considerations would be taken into account for the workers affected by the club's closure. Because some people said, what about all the people that are working for these two clubs if you close one or both of them down? Putra Ismaya Jaya, general chairperson of Bali Keris Foundation, mentioned that they were invited by the DPRD to attend a meeting with Atlas management. He emphasized the importance of enforcing the legal process to prevent future incidents and called for an open apology from Atlas Beach Club in the mass media and on their social media platforms. Something's coming up on that. Just a minute. Hang in there. Bali Keris Knights demand this after image of Lord Shiva at DJ Atlas event. This is the second story of the three stories related to this. Bali Keris Knight Ismaya continued, urged the DPRD and provincial government to create regional regulations regarding the prohibition of the use of Hindu religious symbols. Revoke the permit of places that commit blasphemy again, he said. Ismaya said that initially the Bali Keris Knights wanted to demonstrate at the Atlas Beach Club. However, they did not do so and chose to demonstrate at the Bali DPRD. Why didn't they demonstrate at the beach club? Because it didn't feel right. Tourism will definitely be impacted because it will be seen by many people, he said. So they don't want to put this in front of all the tourists there. Ksatria Keris Bali, Ismaya added, will demonstrate at Atlas if the club is not temporarily closed. We will go down to Atlas and negotiate directly, he added. Member of Commission 4 of the Bali DPRD, Nimade Sumiyati, believes that the alleged blasphemy had a negative impact on the Taksu of the island of the gods. According to her, there needs to be an application of spiritual sanctions. Previously, Atlas Super Club Bali apologized for using an image of Lord Shiva as a backdrop for a DJ performance. It caused a commotion and was considered offensive to Hindus. So it was demanded that Atlas apologize, and indeed, they have apologized. Atlas apologizes for Shiva image at DJ show. Atlas Super Club Bali issued an apology for using an image of Lord Shiva as a backdrop during a DJ performance, which was deemed offensive by the Hindu community. The apology was delivered during a meeting at the Parisada Hindu Dharma Indonesia PHDI Bali office. Atlas representatives explained that the incident was unintentional and occurred due to a lack of control over visual content. And that's what they had said initially when this whole commotion started. PHDI Bali had previously issued a summons regarding the response from Atlas within 7 times 24 hours. Following the meeting, PHDI Bali will consult with experts to ensure a proper written apology and the holding of a Guru Paduka ceremony during Saraswati. Saraswati is today. PHDI Bali Chairman Yoman Kanak stressed the need for strict sanctions to prevent similar incidents in the future. Atlas management promised to be more careful in selecting entertainment content and announced plans to hold a Guru Paduka ceremony on February 8th. That's today. They also committed to taking firm action against those responsible and coordinating with local authorities. The Badung Regency Sapol PP summoned Atlas management to clarify the incident, revealing that the performance visuals had not undergone proper screening. Atlas admitted their fault and pledged to prevent such occurrences in the future. They happened to download the file online. Management stated that their SOP should require screening before airing. This was a mistake, and management is aware of it. In a statement on its official website, Atlas Management apologized to the community and Hindus in Bali for the incident. They emphasized that they did not intend to offend religious values. They said this incident is purely technical and procedural incident. We fully realize that this can cause inconvenience to the community and Hindus, especially in Bali. Well, I don't think it's going to be closed. Well, certainly not permanently. I don't know if they're going to close it temporarily. My guess is that there'll be something negotiated so that they don't have to do that. We'll have to see how this works out in the coming week. Now, here's some good news. More turtle news. Officials rescue sea turtle eggs in northern Bali. Yes, up here in Buleleng. Bali authorities evacuated 106 olive ridley sea turtle eggs on Thursday near a beachside hotel in Tukad Mungga village, Seririt district. This is to protect them from poachers and wild animals, as well as to give them a better chance at hatching. Local residents found the eggs of the endangered sea turtle species, also known as the Pacific ridley, in the vicinity of the Grand Vilandra Resort. Police spokesman Gede Dharma Diet Mika said the eggs were transferred to the sanctuary managed by the Turtle Conservation Group KPP in a village approximately 20 kilometers to the west along the northern coast of the island. Relocating the eggs to the sanctuary was to protect them from individuals with ill intentions. Yeah, like yum yum. Personnel from the Buleleng Marine and Air Police gathered and relocated the eggs in coordination with officials from Bali Natural Resources Conservation Agency, PKSDA. Keep track of all these acronyms. After coordinating with BKSDA, Bali, Vilandra Hotel agreed that the eggs be relocated to a safer KPP sanctuary in Umayanyar. The Regency Police Force also emphasized the importance of conserving the protected species as it was crucial to the marine ecosystem. Like Eddie said, it was necessary to evacuate the sea turtle eggs because of the unpredictable weather and to ensure that they were protected during an incubation period of around 2 months until they hatched. According to the sanctuary, however, only 40% of the eggs are expected to hatch. The remainder are unlikely to survive due to unfavorable weather conditions. Yeah, this is not a good time for little turtles to be coming out. Meanwhile, the village's community watch group predicted a lower hatching success rate. We moved the eggs from the beach near the hotel because of unsafe weather. Only 30% are likely to hatch, so we had to relocate them to the sanctuary, according to the village head. The olive ridley sea turtle is protected under the conservation law and is categorized as vulnerable on the red list of International Union of Conservation of Nature's, IUCN. So some good news for the turtles. Okay, and let's get on to some education. This is education that affects not only Bali, but all of Indonesia. P2G asked government not to rush to include coding and AI in elementary school curriculum. The head of the Advocacy Division of the Association of Education and Teachers, P2G, Iman Zanatul Haeri, has cautioned the government not to hastily establish a policy regarding the inclusion of coding and AI, artificial intelligence, as optional subjects in the elementary school curriculum. There must be careful planning, Iman said. Previously, the Minister of Elementary and Secondary Education, Abdul Muti, stated that coding and AI subjects will become part of the elementary school curriculum starting next semester. He mentioned that these two subjects are not compulsory, but rather elective subjects. Starting next semester, coding and artificial intelligence will be optional curriculum or subjects in school. They can be included starting from grade 4 of elementary school, he said. The idea was first proposed by the vice president. He entrusted Muti so that these two subjects could be taught to children from elementary school and into junior high school and then, of course, high school. According to the vice president, Indonesia should not lag behind India, which has already implemented AI learning. He said, "We want more coding experts, AI experts, machine learning experts, and others." Iman believes the government needs to map out clear objectives beyond just following global trends. The government must ensure several aspects before implementing significant innovations in the education sector. In our opinion, he said, the objectives should be clear. What are the goals? Because if the goal is to follow global trends, pursue the global job market, and so on, we first must believe that the government is effectively addressing a few other things. What other things? He mentioned that government should prioritize. He mentioned that government must first effectively address vocational schools that are already focused on information technology. That's one thing. Additionally, he requested the government to ensure the supporting aspects for such learning. If it aims to prepare a generation for future jobs related to technology and AI, full attention is needed for the students' readiness in fundamental aspects. These fundamental skills, he explained, include the ability of children to apply the material they receive, analytical thinking, creative thinking, resilience in learning, leadership, social influence, motivation, and the awareness of their future potential, as well as adequate digital literacy. We need to pay attention to all of this, he said, despite global trends focusing on coding and the increasing job market in the field of technology. We need to know that the skills children in primary and elementary school need are fundamental skills. So we shouldn't hastily talk about coding. We need to prepare them first. So here's one thing, and unfortunately, education often gets caught up in these trends. During the 30 years or so that I was teaching, I saw curriculum change a lot based on trends. So let's hope some thought is given to this before they rush in and put in a program that students and teachers aren't prepared for. And speaking of preparing for things and bringing things back, national exams estimated to apply in 2026 academic year. Bali Education and Culture Office still waiting for central regulations. Yes, the national exams are coming back. Oh, geez. After being abolished during the era of Minister of Education and Culture Nadiem Makarim, the government plans to re-implement the national examination, UN, in 2025. The return of the national exams is part of the National Education Evaluation System. Responding to this, the head of Bali Province Education, Youth and Sports Agency said that the implementation of the national examination was still awaiting official regulations. If the new national examination is discussed later around November, it will be when the 12th grade students take their final exams. So that will be an assessment for registering for college. But the SE or regulation is not yet available. We're still waiting for that, he said. He said this yesterday. Meanwhile, he confirmed that grade 12 students who will graduate this school year or around June will still use the school exam system as before. So the proposed national exams will come into effect starting from the next academic year, beginning in July. Previously, the government, through the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, will again hold a national examination. However, the term national examination has been replaced with academic competency test. The academic competency test will be implemented this year for high school students. Expert staff for regulation and interinstitutional relations of the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education said that high school level will undergo an academic competency test in November of this year. The results of the test are expected to be used as consideration for entering state universities. There is no such thing as an exam, he said, because the exam is a bit traumatic. There are passers and failures. What is used, as the minister has conveyed, is the academic competency test. So we changed the name, and that's going to make it different. It's going to be used for students to get into universities. What's the difference besides the name change? And well, I was not a fan of the national exams during the period that I've been living here, first as a parent and second as an educator, for several reasons. One, this shows how much you can memorize, not how much you can think. And there was a lot of hanky-panky going on, as that was well known throughout the country. And you often see this when you have standardized tests, high stakes standardized tests. And not just in Indonesia, when I was teaching in California, the district just to the north of us, there was a big controversy there because principal of a school and several teachers were busted with changing the answers on these standardized exams for their students so that they would score higher and the school would receive more funding and have better public relations with the parents and the community and the state and local governments. And this is one of the problems with these high-stakes standardized exams. The question of evaluation in education is an ongoing issue that may never be solved. Who knows, in the future we may have elementary school students who have learned AI. Maybe they'll be giving people tests. You can never tell what's happening in the world these days. So, thanks for viewing. Be kind to someone today, take care, and have a lovely weekend. I will see you next time.